Hey y'all, welcome to one of my first breakdown haircut videos. So we're going to start off with the A-line bob with subtle layers. So now we're going to start off from parting from ear to ear. Then after when I get done parted from ear to ear, I'm going to split the back in half. And then I am going to do angled parts because we are doing a A-line bob with subtle layers. So I like doing this with all types of bobs, but A-line specifically, when you angle it, it should look like an A. As you can see, very clean parts. Then after that, I am going to cut the middle with like keeping my comb straight, and then when I get to the left side and right side, I will angle my comb. Y'all are about to see it again. I will cut the middle part with my comb straight, and then I will angle my comb when I hit the left and right side. The reason I do that is because the middle is supposed to be our shorter pieces of where like the desired length is wanted, and then we want it to elongate on the sides from left to right. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. I kept this video in real time as well. I will be backlogging all of my old videos so that y'all can get the breakdown and tutorials of those as well. So those will be coming soon, but this is the first one. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy these because y'all been wanting them. So now we are getting to the front, and you guys are going to see me angle my fingers and keeping a very taut grip. My fingers are angled because this is a A-line bob. It's supposed to be angled. It's supposed to look like a very short in the back, elongate in the front. Does that make any sense? Y'all will probably see it more when I get to the other side, how my fingers are angled so that we can make the point from the ear parts connect. My biggest tip when it comes up to haircuts, don't cut past that second knuckle, because when you cut past that second knuckle, it doesn't have the same amount of tautness that you had when you do a haircut. So just don't cut past that second knuckle and just reposition yourself. I know sometimes it gets annoying. You will see me reposition about 1,000 times in this video. It's because I need all of this to be the same length. Now on to the layers. So now we're going to start in the center, and then I'm gonna pull out straight out, and then I'm gonna blend that in because she just wanted lightly stacked from the previous one she had, but not like super stacked. So I'm just following my guideline. Now when I move on for my next section, I'm gonna pull it just a little bit towards the middle. I'm gonna over direct just a little bit because I need the length to stay. You remember how the A-line is supposed to be short in the middle, belong on left to right sides? That's why I am over directing in the middle just a little bit so that the sides can still remain long. Does that make any sense? Make sure you don't cut past that second knuckle because it will make it uneven. Also fluff out every time you get done cutting so you can see how those layers sit. You see how the layers are starting to sit. You can get a kind of a visual of how they're going to lay, and you can see if they're even or not. That's why you fluff it out after you do each cut. Now, another good recommendation that I can give to someone who is just starting hair cutting: take smaller sections. Don't work in big sections. It makes it a headache when you work in bigger sections. Just take your time, work in smaller sections. I usually break down my sections in fours in the back so that I don't get confused and I can get a nice and even cut. Now, when I get up to the front, I am over directing towards the back so that it can be elongated towards the front because she wants subtle layers. She doesn't really want noticeable layers at all. She just wants enough so that she can get volume when she curls her hair. So when I get towards the front past the ear from the back, I'm lifting all of the hair back. I'm over directing. Some of y'all are probably like, how do you know how much to cut in the front? Well, from the guidelines that we already created in the back. So that's why it's important to make sure everything is even and good. So you'll see me cutting on I think this is my right side, and just cutting those layers and following the guideline. You see me, I'm not going past my guideline. It is important to follow your guideline. If you can't find it, that means you need to take a smaller section. You see my guideline? Snip, snip. Gotta cut that. Okay, with the layers, I forgot to mention, I am pulling it straight out to start, but when I get towards the cut, like my second part, I am curving it up a little bit because she wants it slightly stacked. So you see me right here, I'm pulling it straight out. Yeah. And then we're gonna snip because they are our guideline. And then you're gonna see me take this bottom part and I'm gonna curve it up just a little bit. And then we're gonna cut that because she only wants it slightly stacked. We don't need it to be really stacked. I hope that makes sense. Now I know I keep take a shot for every time I say, does that make sense? And now you see me up here, just like I explained, I over direct and then I cut that guideline. I hope y'all understand because I feel like I just do it and I really don't explain myself too often. The only time like I really explain myself is if like one of my coworkers asks me how I do it or if it just comes up in conversation with my client. It's very rare that like I really explain myself. So sorry if it does sound like a little bit confusing, but that's why I kept the videos in real time as much as possible. Right here, I am checking my layers. So this is how I check my layers. The first check, I'm doing it with my eyes closed, just in case I don't want to try to make my layers even with my eyes open. So, and then like the second check, I will do with my eyes open just to make sure. And then I will do like another third check with like me looking away to make sure I'm not trying to make myself believe that they are even. So that's how I always check my layers. The first one is with my eyes closed, just to make sure that I am not trying to make myself make them even. Does that make sense? Right here, I'm just checking in with my client to make sure she likes the length, make sure it fits her, and you see me fluffing so I can see where my layers are kind of sitting. You will see me in the chair probably do 3 or 4 checks just to make sure I'm not tripping, you know. Um, yeah, it's always good to double check because you never know. Now we blow dry. So I did rough dry her first, and then I'm going to section her hair off. Let me remember what products I used for her. So I used the Embody foam from Aveda because I felt like she just needed a little bit more volume, and it will make her hair appear more thicker. I feel like that what it does for all my clients that have more of a finer hair type. Then I went in with the Bumble and Bumble primer, I believe it's called. It's like the heat protectant from Bumble and Bumble. It's the hairdresser's oil one. I really do love that heat protectant. And I think that's it. I really didn't do too much with the products here. I think I just kept it really simple. Now, is there a technique to my blow drying? Honestly, no, because most of the time I be freestyling. I don't know. I be in the zone. I feel like sometimes it's really hard for me to talk when I blow dry with a client, unless like I'm really comfortable with you. We can talk the entire time. But like if I don't want to say if I'm not comfortable with you, we won't talk because sometimes I could be comfortable with you and I just don't talk. I just be in the zone with blow drying because it's such a white noise that I don't even be paying attention. Oh yeah, this is the final result. You see how that is angling? You see, do you see that? Look how clean that is. Hold on, y'all not even, I can't wait for y'all to see the back because look how clean my A-line is. Y'all don't see no stragglies at the neck. This was a clean cut, baby. Look how sharp that could cut a bitch. Look how sharp that is. Yeah. All right, y'all. Bye.